business and all that kind of talk gets put to one side. You know, when you hear talks of maybe he needs to be more aggressive than last time, he needs to throw more punches than last time.
Everyone knows what I should do. Like, they should do it themselves. They can come to Saudi and be heavyweight champion of the world if they know that. If they know what I should do, I know what I got to do. That's all that matters. Why is everyone? It's all talk. It's just YouTube channels and TV channels and journalists all putting in their 2 pence, but none of them have walked my shoes and none of them could do what I do, so they can all shut up. I'm going to do what I do, and that's all that matters.
I've interviewed you a few times, lucky enough to interview you a few times. You seem more mentally ready, I think, than before. I think so anyway.
Nah, because it's all just rubbish. Like, mentally ready, just get in there and do the job. Like, it is what it is, isn't it? It's like, I am that I am. I'll just go in there and do my best at the end of the day, and then we'll chat after, right? So you're saying now I'm mentally ready. All right, cool. Whatever happens, you'll have another opinion or another conversation with me after the fight. So I think after the fight conversation is more important than this. Right now, we're just going through a process. So there's not much to say except for I can't wait till the first bell. And then after, I think when we catch up, we can then reflect on everything I've been through. Then we can have more of an in-depth conversation. But at the minute, it's just, there's not much else to talk about except for let's get ready to rumble.
Finally, I was looking at your punch stats from the first fight. I studied. And I thought you threw a lot of punches. You know what made me, even when I was there at the Tottenham Stadium, people need to do the studies that Ade does. But when I was watching it at the Tottenham Stadium, I thought, okay, he's not throwing enough punches towards the end. You're throwing a lot of punches.
Yeah, but I threw more than Usyk in the CompuBox stats. I threw more than Usyk. Obviously, his were more effective. All I just have to do is throw the same amount plus and make mine more effective than with Victoria's. So I know what I've got to do. Everyone do this and steam forward. I could do it on my back foot. I could do it steaming forward. I could do what I want in the ring. That's what matters.
Joshua's got his hands full.
I'm always obsessed with your weight. I don't know why. It's just a thing I am. I have to be honest with you.
Do you bet on my weight?
No. I just say I think it looks a bit lighter, it looks a bit leaner, but sometimes you might trick me if you're lighting. I don't know what you do on your Instagram photos. You're a bit heavier.
Am I?
You're a bit heavier, a few pounds heavier. Is that on purpose or is that just what it is?
That rice and lamb, like, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to stay away from the luxuries in Saudi. I'm joking. It is what it is, honestly. I don't watch my weight. I'm a heavyweight. We've got the luxury of being able to do what we do. But I'm fit. Like, that's the main thing. I'm definitely fit. I run longer, train harder, more minutes on the clock, less minutes on the rest. And, yeah, just ready mentally as well.
I like when I look around the locker room here and I see, you know what I see? I see the A-team. I see all the faces that have been here from the beginning. Here as well. I see Femi, I see KD, I see Freddie.
We'd have to rent out this whole arena. Like this is like a nice small team. This is like our intimate team that have been here from the beginning. And we'll be here at the end. Like, these people are with me through thick and thin. A lot of people are with you through the good. Do you know what I'm trying to say? These people are with me through thick and thin, and that's why they're here now.
AJ, good luck on Saturday.
Respect, my brother.
Free time?
Inshallah.
Let's look at Anthony Joshua's last 5 fights. Oleksandr Usyk back in September of 2021 at the Tottenham Stadium. AJ losing by unanimous decision. AJ stopped the Bulgarian Kubrat Pulev in the 9th round of December 2020. In December of 2019, he got revenge against Andy Ruiz here in Saudi Arabia. AJ boxing his way to a points decision, in doing so, becoming a 2-time heavyweight world champion. Probably one of the biggest shocks in boxing back in June of 2019. Andy Ruiz stopping the then unbeaten AJ at Madison Square Garden. An American debut to forget for Anthony Joshua. And AJ stopped the Russian Oleksandr Povetkin in the 7th round at Wembley Stadium back in September of 2018. Meanwhile, Oleksandr Usyk has been perfect across 2 weight classes in his last 5 fights. Last time out at the Tottenham Stadium in London, he beat Anthony Joshua to become the unified heavyweight champion of the world. Before that, he passed his first real test at heavyweight, beating the tough and rugged Derek Chisora by unanimous decision, although he had to come through some rough moments. His first fight at heavyweight was against American Chaz Witherspoon, a test he overcame easily, with Witherspoon retiring in his corner after 8 one-sided rounds. His last fight at cruiserweight was arguably his best ever performance, beating and stopping Tony Bellew at the Manchester Arena. And finally, he became undisputed, something he may do at heavyweight, when he beat then undefeated Murat Gassiev to become undisputed cruiserweight champion of the world. Here we are with the head trainer of Anthony Joshua, Mr. Robert Garcia. Really appreciate you taking time out so close to a fight to come and speak to us. The first thing I've got to ask you, where is AJ mentally? That's the question everyone wants to know, right? Physically, it looks incredible as he always does. Mentally, where is he?
Well, you know what? The work was done. You know, like you said, physically, everything was done. Sparring partners, the whole work was done. But a lot of work had to be mentally. And you know what? We have a great team that came in to work with Anthony. It's not just myself. You know, Angel Fernandez, and we have other guys that are also involved. They're doing a great job. I think this week was going to be the most important week. Coming that the fight is getting very close, and what we've seen is nothing but positive things about Anthony. He's saying that he knows what he has to do. He knows he's got to be aggressive. He knows he's got to win by knockout, and he wants to win by knockout. So that's the main thing. I think he's ready to it.
You've been working with AJ now for a few months. I think a few months were in secret. A few months we know about now. Where was he when you first started training with him? Like, was he down? Did you look at him as though this is the guy that's got something to prove? Where was he?
You know what? Not really. Since the first time we met last October, and then when I came to England in December, the first time for a couple of weeks, he was positive. He knew what he did wrong. He knew what he had to do, what he had to change, and he's been training for it. Obviously, it couldn't be a perfect camp. There was some bad days. You know, like every camp, nobody could say they had a perfect camp, but you know, it was mostly good. The whole team knew exactly what we want, and nothing but positive things, and we've been doing that. So, and like I said, this is the most important week, and mentally he's ready.
I'm sure you and AJ have watched the first fight back a few times. What did he do right in that first fight, and what do you think he done badly wrong?
Well, you know what? This is my first camp with him, but what I hear from everybody in camp, that you know, everybody that's been with Anthony before, they've told me that they have never seen him with the attitude, the type of training he was doing in a couple of years. So not just in the last fight, but in a couple of years. So that makes me feel good. You know, they've all told me that this is the best he's looked in a couple of years. They all say that for the first fight against Usyk, that it was probably his worst training camp. So that makes me feel better because he had a good camp. You know, we had a good camp, and the work was done.
He looks a bit slimmer. I've not seen him yet here, but he does look physically a bit slimmer. Is that something you guys have worked on in camp, so he does come in a bit lighter?
You know what? I just need him to be fast. I'm not. You know, he knows he thinks he could win by knockout, and he says I need to win by knockout. But that's not my mentality. I think we could also win by decision. I think if he fights smart, and that's why I want him to be fast. His punches have to be fast, and combinations have to be very fast. So we could also win by decision. So you know, if he's a little bit thinner, it's just because of the workout we did, not because we tried to make him lose weight or anything like that. He was eating really good. Camp went well. You know, he didn't. We were not cutting any weight. It was just natural. So I think if he lost weight naturally, that's just a good thing.
Yeah, you're right. In the opposite corner is Oleksandr Usyk. Pound for pound, I think #1. Do you look at him as that as well? Was the pound for pound #1 right now?
Well, I know top 3 for sure. You know, he's up there. You know, everybody has different opinions. A lot of people still think Canelo's #1. Some people might pick Crawford or Spence, Inouye. You don't know, you know. But to me, he is top 3. I think he is one of the best, and you know, he's got a great style. He's a great fighter. You know, I've known him for many years. You know, since back in California when he used to train in my gym. But you know, we're here to win this fight, and we're here to beat him, and that's the only thing that's in our mind.
Robert, is it as simple as saying that AJ just needs to be a bit more aggressive? The AJ that maybe we saw against Vladimir Klitschko, a bit more on the front foot than he did, not try and have a boxing match with someone that clearly is maybe a better boxer than AJ?
Well, you know what? It's not a secret. Everybody that knows boxing says the same thing. And yes, we have to be more aggressive, but I also don't want him to make mistakes either, you know, because Usyk is a very good counter puncher. He's very fast. He throws very good combinations. So we have to fight smart, even though we are obviously planning on being a little more aggressive, but we got to do it the smart way. You know, I don't want him to make mistakes.
I've seen you make fighters a bit more aggressive. I thought Marcus Maidana against Floyd was aggressive. Maidana as well against Broner was aggressive, and that was against 2 pure boxers. So we've seen you do it before with AJ. With a fighter. Can we expect that with AJ?
Well, you know what? I don't want to say that he's going to be like Maidana, because their styles are very differently. You know, I think Anthony's a much better fighter. He's got very good qualities in his boxing skills, and he could use those skills. He's got great power and great reach also. So why not do it all put together? I don't want him to be the aggressor like Maidana was. But you know what? We've had more fighters that are also aggressive, but in a smarter way, and that's what I want him to do.
What happens now for the next couple of days? Is it just chill out, get a massage, relax? just take your mind, if you can, away from the fight?
You know what, Ryan? Yesterday was probably our last training session. Today we do a little workout. It's going to be just shadow box, something very light. We don't want him to overdo it. I know he already had a training camp, so he's in great shape. It's not like he's going to lose condition in the next couple of days. I want him to rest, eat good, and rest. Most of these days, I know he's got to take care of a lot of different things, but for the most part, I think rest is the most important thing.
I feel like there's a lot of pressure on you, and there shouldn't be going into this camp. I feel like it normally takes a trainer and a fighter to get at least 3 or 4 fight camps to get in sync. So you almost exactly know what the trainer wants and you know what the fighter's going to give. You've not had a long time to work with AJ, and here he is in the biggest fight of his career. Everyone wants to see you do magic almost.
You know what? In boxing, you know that's what boxing's all about. You know, I love those challenges. I took this challenge because of that. Because believe me or not, a lot of people were telling me don't do it. You know. He's not there anymore. His heart's not there. His mind is not there anymore. He's not gonna be able to pull it off. But I love those challenges. You know, I've had those before. Maidana was one of them. Maidana didn't want to fight anymore.